Oh, if you like beatboxing, I have some cool videos on YouTube.
You should show me your cool beatboxing videos.
No, not mine. No,
you know, I took a class at our previous employers.
A
There was a class on
beatboxing
just
class?
beatboxing. Yeah, I took the beatboxing class.
Oh.
There, you know, we're recording this. This is going to go right at the end as an Easter egg, isn't it?
I mean,
that was Alvaro, especially if it was bad.
No, it was Wing. If you search for Wing dopamine, this, I think, well, I'll put the link on there because it's what these people can do is incredible.
Oh, yeah. No, shit. Okay, I see. He's just standing there in front of and he has his hands going.
Yeah, no, you'll have to listen to it.
Audience, I know we haven't even started, but you know, when you think of hardware reverse engineering.
Hello, and welcome to the Unnamed Reverse Engineering Podcast,
where we talk about the latest and greatest beatboxers.
Yeah. I'm Alvaro, and Jen is here with me today, and that's it. No guests.
No, I reached out to you today.
A few hours ago.
And before you ran off to see a movie, I don't know if you want to review.
Well, no, I reached out to you, actually.
Oh,
because I started getting password reset emails, and I got worried for Blue Sky.
Yes, I guess but I guess I initiated technically. Anyway, and I said, hey, you know, I was thinking about a year in review, and you're like, oh, yeah, we could do it. And then this was the best time was a few hours later.
I'm going to be out of town for the rest of the week. So I was like, well, we could do it now.
Yeah. So we're doing it now.
We're about as prepared as usual, a little less prepared than usual, which is not saying much.
No, not.
Yeah. So
hence the Beatbox Diversion.
if it's a little bit more scattered than usual, that's why.
Yeah.
But you probably won't notice, to be perfectly honest.
I think we have a name for the show already.
Beatboxing? No. More prepared than usual. We'll see. Anyway, it's the end of the year, and it's probably our slowest or second to slowest year. A lot going on, but not with the podcast.
Wait, you want to try that sentence again? You're saying that this year we've not been as active on the podcast because we've been so busy in other areas?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Isn't that what I said?
We've been really busy, so that we haven't been very busy this year. Like, what?
Life happens.
Yes. So let's you know, usually we do a lot of very deep tech, but this year in particular, there's been kind of this overarching theme of and you'll know that somebody helped me put this together into words that make sense and don't sound awkward. It wasn't about new technology. It was about who controls that technology, whether it's media consolidation, technology rolled out in other purposes that maybe were intentionally avoided in the past, but now everything like some.
I think the word you're looking for is enshittification.
Enshittification. I got my ebook signed by Mr. Enshittification. Actually, that sounds really wrong, but.
Well, yeah, we both were at Teardown in Portland
in the summer.
At some point in the summer, yeah.
Yes.
Which was a lot of fun as usual.
Right. But yes, there's been definitely an overall monopolistic consolidation, which has opened up new avenues, which I guess has meant that capitalism has enabled new avenues of exploitation and enshittification. That sounded super MBA-ish.
Yeah, I don't have an MBA, so it didn't make sense to me.
When people have a lot of power, they can go, hey, what if we did this way to make even more money?
Yep.
And people are like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Nothing bad can happen, right?
I'll just say I'm glad I built my computer or bought a new computer recently and not right now.
Mm-hmm. So with that, what's the word I'm like? Paranoia in mind. Let's talk about 2025. How do we want to start with this? I guess surveillance tech became even more surveillance-y and techy in more places.
It's everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
More widely accepted. Well,
More
I don't know about
passively
accepted,
accepted.
but more like acceptance in the stages of grief.
That's really far down in the pipeline of grief.
Well, that's where we're at with surveillance.
I guess so.
At least in the US.
AI, and the thing is, like, you'll see, like, EU and other places have tried to fight it. AI models, there's been more exploitation and discussion around ethical uses of AI models, mostly large language models, but also how people are now able to manipulate them potentially.
Yeah, I mean, that's been going on for a few years, but it definitely blew up this year. I mean, even I was at DEF CON, I don't know if it was last year. Were we at DEF CON last year? It was last year, right?
2024.
Yeah. So last year. Barely, but last year.
Yes.
They already had LLM kind of exploitation. I don't know if CTFs with challenges or demonstrations and that kind of thing. But now it's kind of everywhere where people are running these tools in their devices, and you could do prompt injection on a website, and people, don't ask me why, but will have LLMs running on their browser, and then boom. I don't know how. I'm not keeping up with all that stuff, to be
No, there's
honest.
a bunch of very common methods for poisoning the data or manipulating it. But I think I guess I kind of wondering right now if without this being completely unstructured discussion, which the audience simply hasn't picked up on yet, I'm sure, whether there's going to be a big business opportunity for hackers to just like, hey, when you have idle cycles on your computer, we're just going to be injecting random data to distract model generation from detecting actual real patterns. That may be a thing to like, so like the essence of your web search, your interaction with your computer.
Is this your browser doing this?
Maybe, I don't know, but I'm just kind of wondering if that's what the future is like just, I don't want to reuse the word just like spamming everything or distracting people with like throwing lots of mud or muzzle velocity or whatever term that we were using in 2025, which by the time this is released, everyone will have forgotten. The other thing that came up was, I think in California we have this, but most of the rest of the country does not, is right to fix. I think
right to repair stuff?
Right to repair, thank you.
Oh, so I mean, that's still pretty bad. It is the state by state. Kyle, the CEO of iFixit, was also tear down and was part of a panel, off the record panel, but also has been posting around. Actually, so yeah, I'll come back to this in a second. But the right to repair, I think it's very state by state based in the U.S. And I think Massachusetts has been doing okay, but I don't think we're at a great place still.
Right, because it comes down to, okay, the implicit is if you have a right to repair, you have a right to reverse engineer.
Well, I mean, one of the uses for reverse engineering and the kind of right to repair thing is to make compatible or replacement devices, right? Like, if you can't fix the thing, can you at least make a thing that is compatible with the thing you're trying to fix?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things Kyle was mentioning, is that we need more people reverse engineering things and just cloning to let people use it, right? Because if your gadget breaks and you don't have the tools or the parts to repair it, if somebody has made that available publicly,
Yep.
then you can at least either create your own parts to fix it or reprogram it to fix it.
So I think, like, I don't know about you. Have you gotten a 3D printer yet?
I
Or you
used to
passed
have one. I don't have one at the moment.
because it was crap or because you
I
just got
I
over
I
it?
used it a bunch, but then I wasn't using it a ton, and then I didn't have the space. So I yeah, I have more space now, but I just haven't needed to
Right,
get
okay,
one yet.
cool. So, like, I got into that, and I was just shocked by, 1, how easy it is to find replacement parts for things and just print them out
Hmm.
for whatever the frick you need. The other thing was that, and I think Hash released this a couple day ago, 2 days ago, something like that, talking about, for his meter stuff, his
Hash
smart.
from RECESSIM, which was a previous guest. We'll
Yeah,
put links in the show notes.
um, and he did, like, a small short. I didn't watch the full video, but he had a short talking about how, the tools that he's generated for smart meter analysis are now being used by other people to, do the deeper work on that. I can't remember
Yeah.
if some of it was just, like, even just for repairing things or detecting what was actually
Well,
going
because
back
there's
and
just
forth.
one hash. So if he makes tools available and enables other people,
Right.
then you can democratize the project, right? Like
Which
more
was
people can.
exactly the,
Yeah.
our point around, uh, right to repair, um, and reverse engineering being, if you can do one, you have to let the other happen. But, like, historically, like, companies have obfuscated as much as possible for
Well,
me
the,
being able
the
to
the
dig into that.
real goal in my mind of the right to repair loss is just protection for the people trying to do the reverse engineering,
Yeah.
because in certain jurisdictions you might actually be breaking the law,
Yeah.
but by doing it, and that's what we don't want.
Mhm.
Mostly DMCA bullshit, where it's like, oh, you broke the law because DMCA says you did, and then that's another thing that Cory Doctorow was
Devereaux.
mentioning
Yeah.
about ways to go about fixing this is other countries basically saying, hey, screw that. In our country, you can do whatever you want, like no DMCA, come
Yeah.
reverse engineer and sell stuff here.
Yeah.
And then people will go and do it there, make money in that country, and make things more available, right?
Right.
But as long as the DMCA, which is kind of the US, has been forcing other countries to sign on to it, basically,
Yeah.
it's pretty shit.
Yeah. I mean, 2 things on that one. One is, will the 90s were a horrible time because we ended up with that. The other thing is that, it just seems like we're still living with that. The other thing is, like, how long will the United States' power be able to, we'll just say, encourage people to go along with those practices
It's more
in
of a
other countries?
big business thing, and
Yeah.
from what I understand is that there's a DMCA exemption for research purposes, but I think
Mhm.
that's something they have to keep renewing. I'm
Yep.
probably talking out of my ass right now, but this is what I recall.
Mhm.
So they can just choose not to renew that at some point, and
Mhm.
then you kind of lose, quote unquote, the right to do it.
So that kinda moves us to, like, another big shift that happened, kind of along those lines of the DMCA and research and so on, is, for a long time, we talked about ethics really in terms of theory, and now we're really kind of confronting that in every aspect, whether it's research, business, day-to-day interactions. How, it's no longer theoretical, it's all applied ethics, and I think for a long time, we've had to deal with that in terms of, like, the generation, making revenge porn,
Hmm.
which is everyone's favorite topic, I'm sure. Um, but it's taken a long time to put laws in place, but now we have to deal with kind of the revenge of revenge porn, which is, we didn't actually capture the person on tape. What we've done is we've taken their likeness and put it into Sora or other engine and generated, um,
Yeah,
porn.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
If you're, uh, I
This
don't
is, like,
think this
the
is the best
least
wording,
fun
but if
example.
you're interested in the topic and kind of all the bad stuff that's been going on, I mentioned it to Jen last year, but I'll mention it again. 404 Media is doing great coverage. Samantha Cole, she's been covering all of this, like deepfake porn and all this stuff that's going on, and then the rest of the team. So it's like 404media.co, really great independent media organization that I highly encourage people to check out.
Think I did take him up on that, and it has been a year of very excellent technology reporting. So you're going to hear them come up a lot in this episode. And I think they just acquired the .com.
Yeah, they finally got the .com.
Which is funny. Clearly, they're journalists and not marketers.
I mean, it's been working okay for them.
It's been working fine.
It's all bootstrapped. They didn't take any VC money or anything, so they're truly independent, and it shows. It's pretty great. They actually have a few write-ups of all the change that they've brought upon, like legal changes because of things they published, which is really cool. And so check them out. Okay. And I want to go back before I forget to iFixit, and they recently, I think the past week or two, released a phone app for iOS and Android, and it's actually using some LLM stuff, but it's to help people repair stuff. So you can say, hey, my laundry machine is not working, and then it's like, okay, what type of laundry machine? And then it's like, oh, actually, here's a link to the guide, or oh, is it beeping? Here's the technical manual. And so they are actually, I think they're training their own model. I might be wrong again, but
I found the blog
all
post
of their repair guides, and then making it easily accessible. So, which I think is a great use of these tools, because this year it's been saturated with everything AI, LLM, and it's really exhausting. But here and there's actual cool uses of it that I appreciate. So this one I thought was pretty neat, where it's just for helping people fix stuff. So check out the iFixit phone app, or I think it's a phone app.
Yeah, it's a phone app. We'll put a link.
And just iFixit.com in general is such a great resource. My brother's Android phone had a bulging battery, and he's like, oh, do I need to get a new one? And I was like, yeah, let me just order the iFixit kit. And next time I was in town, I took off the screen, replaced the battery, and it's not a brand new phone, but it was working just fine.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely, I don't know how repairable Android and iPhone are these days, but I would say in the probably also mid-aughts, but like the 2010s, they were definitely manageable, I think.
I think it's gotten better in the past few years. Like some of the last year or two model iPhones, they even have, usually you have the battery glued to the bottom case, and you have to heat it up to kind of remove it. I don't know how this works, but they literally have two tabs. You put a 9-volt battery connected to the tabs, and it releases the adhesive somehow with magic. And not all the phones have it. And but it was like, a lot of it is because of pressure from the EU to make things repairable and interchangeable and whatnot. But they have gotten a little bit better. I think maybe 10 years ago it was worse, but these days I'm not as familiar with the Android ecosystem these days, but on the iPhone side, they have also maybe the super thin one, the Air or whatever, probably not, but the flagship phones are more repairable than before. You still have the problem of I forget, there's a name for it, but where like the fingerprint reader or the face scanner or whatever are code locked or whatever. So you have to still get the
you'd have to erase all your fingerprints and remove that before you could.
So what I said was mostly from a mechanical perspective. Like I still don't know getting aftermarket tools or parts.
Frankly, the geometry of their fingerprint reader, this is totally nerding out for no good reason, so it'll be one sentence and then we'll move on. The stack up of getting like such a thin fingerprint reader in any of this, I mean, that's why they had to get rid of it, is like, and the alignment perfect is
now they just do the face scanning stuff.
I don't do the face scanning stuff.
Yeah, I still have an old iPad, and that still has a fingerprint reader and a power button, but I think that was the last one.
Yeah.
A
I mean,
lot of Android
Google,
phones still have the under
they have
display
so like it used to be underneath the capacitive, and now it's just in the
and the
front
display
of the
itself.
screen. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting,
it's
kind of
pretty
lighting
cool.
up underneath. Yeah, it's interesting seeing it light up in front of your
I wish
face.
I had both. I wish that I could do fingerprint and face for like sensitive things, if you
Yeah.
will. So like, hey, you unlock this, like, okay, you need my face, my fingerprint, and
I
it's
don't
kind of
think it's gonna
wild.
help you that much because usually, like, they're like, in biometrics, there's always the concern that someone's just gonna take your finger, whether you're asleep or just dead.
Right, so that's why you need both, right? So for the face, you need to have attention, like, you need to eyes open, looking at the phone, all that stuff. And again, this is for
Yeah.
small stuff. Like if
Yeah.
someone swipes your phone, they can't, get
Yeah.
into things. If somebody really, really wants it, they're just going to torture me and get it,
So, bopping some things off the stack. Um, so we have, like, so going back to kind of the ethical shifts in this year, um, because of stuff that's coming up in AI, the journalism, the reverse engineering versus vendors, the users versus locked devices, like what can they get into, what can they control. Um, there's just all these different themes that basically come down to ethical use and basically what corporations are allowing you to access freely. I don't know what else to say. Freely or without monetization, or the plan is to monetize,
Well, I
or
mean, again, right? If we're not paying for it, then they're going to make money somehow.
usually from you.
So yeah, and I've definitely been more conscious about either paying for stuff or not using it as much.
Mhm.
Also, being in California,
Yeah.
or if you're in Europe and maybe a couple other states in the US, we do have extra rights to export all of the data. So, for example, I can go to a Spotify or
Yep.
a Facebook or whatever and say, give me all my data. And I mean all of my data. And they might tell you it takes a month to get it, but you can still do it. And then you can export everything. Also, somebody figured out how to scrape all of Spotify. I think this was a week or two ago.
Is
And
it
they
really a
downloaded,
figuring out?
they download, I think it's like 100 some terabytes,
Mhm.
every song, every metadata,
Oh
everything
god.
and they were able to, and now it's in a torrent somewhere, but people have been using it for research, and it's pretty cool that somebody was like, oh, we could just download all of Spotify. Like,
But I
what?
mean, effectively, that's what we had in the 2010s. Like, you'd have a startup and you're like, okay, we're just going to scrape this site and put up this information and consolidate it and go like, here's the best price, or here's
But we
the.
didn't have, like, nobody could have done that for all music, right?
No,
Because they would
no,
have had
no.
to purchase it or something. But
Yeah.
because Spotify, you can just stream it. And somebody just slowly, I
Like,
guess, downloaded every song and then all the different information about it. And then they've made some pretty cool plots and graphs and charts. I'll see if I can find it.
I'm kind of curious though. Okay, so if you have all the music, does that mean that you're okay because you're streaming it via
Well, I think they
Spotify, which
downloaded it,
has,
and that probably
yeah,
breaks some rule somewhere, but
probably.
I don't think
I
they
don't
care.
know, but I'm sure the original artists are thrilled.
Well, it's not like they make much money anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to connect this all together, but there's a YouTuber who we'll mention later, Ben Jordan,
Mhm.
who's also an artist. You might know him as the band The Flashbulb. I don't know why I used to listen
I
to this
don't
back in
even
college,
nope.
and then I watched some YouTube videos. I'm like,
Your
oh, it's the
college
same
days and
person.
my college days are very different.
But he did a really cool video about monetization
Okay.
in audio streaming services and how little they pay, like nothing. It's ridiculous. And the service that pays the most royalties per stream is Peloton for the bikes.
Oh god.
But
Okay.
anyway, he went with his music and did a full breakdown of like, this is how much you make per stream and all that stuff. And I'll link to the video. It's really interesting.
Yeah, link to that because
The
my friend
reason,
also has the same issue. Go
yeah,
ahead.
the reason I mentioned Ben Jordan is he recently, people have already probably heard about it, but all the flock camera bullshit
Mhm.
that's been going around as these private started as
Close.
license plate reading
Readers.
cameras that would, you would put it on your property or in a street, and then they would scan all the cars driving by and log
Track.
the license plates and kind of what
Time,
time,
date,
all that stuff.
location, effectively.
So this private company's been flooding the country with these cameras. Some of them are owned by the company, and some of them are, I think, people buy them and put them on their property.
Yep.
But the problem is that people have access to the database, right? So not necessarily on purpose, but for example, a police department in Texas can say, hey, we want to look up this license plate, happens to be in California. And then they were able to do that. And for example, one of the recent complaints was the ICE was using that to look for people to go after, and without ever getting a warrant of any kind. Usually these things, require some sort of legal process, but because it's a private company, you could just subscribe to it and do the thing. Anyway, Ben Jordan and John Gaines, Gainsek, took apart a bunch of the cameras, reverse engineered some of it, and found vulnerabilities, and published the research. So Ben Jordan has some great videos about flock camera security, and I highly recommend people watch them.
Yeah, so kind of elaborating on that a little bit. So like moving beyond just the license plates and starting to look at faces and face tracking, and getting such crisp imaging around, like they can see what you're doing on your cell phone. Like that was like how crisp
so they worked with 404 Media, and they used what's the service to look
Shodan?
up? Shodan, yes. They used Shodan there was quote unquote misconfigured flock cameras, but they could basically stream any of these from anywhere, anytime. And they found that they went and found where they were, drove up to them, and saw what it was doing. And it was tracking people, not just license plates like they said they do. It was actively tracking people and zooming in on them, doing that kind of stuff. And they were able to stream that live, which is pretty wild.
Meaning it's looking over a park, not down a street. Like just to differentiate.
Well, because people can put them wherever.
Yeah, people can put them wherever. So it's just kind of interesting. I think the other side thing, and this is really apart from like what Flock is necessarily doing, but I can't decide if Flock is increasing its overall employee size or whether they're struggling to keep firmware engineers on board.
Oh, they're just hiring a lot?
For years, I see it like all the time. And when I talked with them like a while ago, like they really wanted to know, because they also, that and another company that I was talking to, like this is during that time period where police cams were really popular, we'll just say.
Body cams.
Body cams, thank you.
Yeah.
There was a lot of questions around what your personal thoughts were on the usage of these cameras in terms of security and their importance. And they were very cautiously weeding out people who may have activist vibes or who have very strong political leanings.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why they would do that from their perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, so really great coverage of this. And Ben Jordan has a lot of really other cool videos, like downloading a picture onto a bird. That's how I found. So there's the songbirds.
Picture onto a bird.
Yeah, so there's songbirds that will mimic songs.
Yes.
And he drew a picture in a spectrogram with an audio program and then played it, and it sounds like these weird chirps. But when you plot it with a spectrum analyzer, it looks like a little bird. And he somehow got a bird to imitate that song, and basically
I didn't look very closely at what DAW he was using, but it looked kind of either something like Adobe Audition or like Isotope. But like it's very common. It's very funny because a lot of times they for people who work in industry, they encourage you in the upper frequencies to draw an image. So if somebody uses your audio unknown, this is a way that you protect so you get paid for your work. You can like pull it out and see. So it's kind of, anyway, it's a separate thing. The other thing in regards to surveillance and cameras was the dominance of the Meta Ray-Ban glasses.
Yeah.
That were supposedly they put the light on so you could tell.
Yeah, but then now there's people taking the lights off.
Well, modding it. I mean, I think it really goes back to what exactly happened with Google Glass, but like people are really not having
I
Google
remember you
Glass.
would
I
give
was
Chris
not happy.
Gamble the covers for it.
I felt like I was being very polite in that regard. I don't know. We should have him on because I remember I've had like off the record, not off the record, it's not exactly, but casual conversation about that, like effectively being a glass hole. Like I know he was so enthusiastic about. He was really loved the product. I know a lot of people really
Times
enthusiastic about the
change.
product. Yeah, times change, but like, yeah. Well, now people don't care so much, but you know, they are starting to notice that.
Well, it's not as obvious.
No, it's very subtle. It's not as chunky as the previous one was. And frankly, like some of my new glasses, and they're not here in the booth with me. I've had multiple people at reverse engineering meetups ask me if my glasses were Meta Ray-Ban glasses because
Like,
they
nope.
were super chunky. Like that's just the style.
It's called fashion.
It's called fashion. Well, they don't know how to ask me. They're like,
Well, because it's like, are you recording me right now?
right. Well, they're like, oh, are those Meta? I'm like, no, they're not those, and I'm not recording you. They're like, so I'm like, why am I wearing ridiculously chunky glasses on such a small head? Because I like them.
Fashion. Again, you don't have to understand it. It just is.
No, I'm definitely in my chunky, like you saw me in my house coat. It's really cold out, so like for Christmas somebody got me one of those big kind of like Asian house coats that are padded, and like I just need like some really good jewelry to go along with it. I'll be fine. But I'll wear my glasses next time. Okay. So yeah, so the other thing is that we're starting to see them being used in government related operations. Those smart glasses. I think what ends up coming up, which is, you know, we've kind of just seen this in the past, I think, but this year it just seemed to happen over and over again, is, you know, even privacy by design fails. Best intentions isn't enough. So I guess the question becomes ethically, do we bother? At what point does technology stop going like, we should build this, we can build this, we should build this, and actually ask itself, should we build this?
The problem is there's always that somebody's going to be like, yeah, we should.
Well, if we don't, somebody else is going to build it first, and they're going to make all this money. And I would rather, like, we're very ethical with our money. I feel so ridiculous even saying that. We're ethical with our money.
We like
those
to
other
think
people
so.
are not. I think we've learned time and time again. Like even the learning more about the history of Palantir, it's been very depressing.
Oh, don't. Yeah.
Even the first time I went to Palantir, because there was some women in tech thing, because they were trying to hire lots of women. I was like, what do they do? This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right.
Software.
And now,
well, I'm going to switch track a little bit.
Yes, please. Let's do that because you're
some more fun stuff and just.
Is it agricultural?
No, just a lot of people end of the year. They say cool stuff about the year or whatnot.
Okay, let's say cool, fun things.
Well, I've been reading a lot of stuff, and I had an old book that I got who knows how long ago, and I'd been sitting on my shelf, and I finally decided, oh, you know what? I'm going to read it. And it was great. And it's called Debugging, the 9 Indispensable Rules
I
for
love
Finding
that book.
The Most Elusive Software and Hardware Problems by Dave Agans.
Yep.
And it was so good. It's from 2002, but it's still extremely relevant. So if you're a software or hardware engineer, I highly recommend you read it, because the kind of rules and steps that he goes through troubleshooting, debugging a problem are really, really good for just life.
And there's good story. He does excellent stories in there. Like that's really most of the book. Otherwise, you just need the poster and you're done. By the way, I want to make it very clear. I did not put this book in front of you. I didn't recommend it to you. You did this on your own. Okay.
I don't know. I have I bought it at some point.
Okay. Because I always recommend, I give this to interns. I feel like this is such a foundational book that people are so tired of hearing me talk about it. I'm like,
I don't know how I found it. And Julia Evans also has like a short zine or zine or whatever it's called for debugging, which is also really good. And that's a much smaller one.
Yeah.
More practical approach.
But the fact remains, if you don't know how you fixed it, you didn't fix it.
Yeah. So that was fun. On the fun reading side.
Okay. That wasn't the fun reading?
No, that was fun, but the real fun is different. I mostly listen to books. I'll still call it reading, but I do a lot of audiobooks.
Bless your heart.
And this year I discovered Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's a series of books, and it's one of my favorite all time now. And it's lit RPG is the kind of genre for someone who's never heard of that. And I found out about it through Molly White, who does all this great crypto research stuff.
Yeah.
And every month she publishes kind of what she's been reading and what's good and what's not. And she mentioned Dungeon Crawler Carl. I put it on my list, forgot about it. And then I start listening, and I listened to 7 books in a few weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks. I just binged through it, and I highly recommend it for anyone who likes kind of that style of things.
Can I ask you, what platform are you using to procure your audiobooks?
Unfortunately, this is an Audible exclusive. But the narrator, Jeff Hayes, he's actually re-recording it all and adding sound effects and more cast and stuff and releasing it separately. Yeah. It's not up to date with the latest book, but there is an option to get it without Amazon. But if you want to listen to the latest and greatest, you can also just buy the physical book, and that's just wherever you buy books. But let's see.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to get I'll be honest with you. I don't know how it's because there's not all the stuff available on these other platforms for audiobooks and third-party ebooks. To make that practical.
Sound Booth Theater is they're the ones that so Jeff Hayes is narrating, and then they're reproducing it and stuff. Yeah, it's a problem. I understand. So another great series from a few years ago is the Bobbyverse books.
It's a Bobbyverse, like
the Bobbyverse. It's more sci-fi, but the author, he was doing a Q&A or I don't know if it's an FAQ on his website saying like, hey, why do you do Audible exclusive? Like, what the hell, man? He's like, because money, like I need to make a living and Audible, like Amazon pays the most. Yeah. And I get it, right? It's
especially if it was a popular enough book, they will lock you in.
Oh no. And they have the best narrators but it's, well, for the good stuff.
I can talk on what's happening on the other side of that.
But the author, if you want to make a living, that's unfortunately still the best way. And so I understand. And he's like, yeah, look, I don't like it, but this is just the way it is. So I understand from their perspective.
So if the author is happy with the person who's previously voiced their books, is able to maintain that velocity, is able to keep earning money, then it's not a surprise. The ACM, which is the back end where the narrators are hired and audition for those things, they can even be, they have the option of just do the book, get the money, or they could do royalties. So if the book does really well, they could make more money that way. But like, it's a crapshoot. And, the people who are producing the audiobooks, they're doing it all on their own.
Well, and you could go to the Cory Doctorow route where he does a Kickstarter and then pays Will Wheaton directly to narrate it and then releases it on his own. And whenever that's an option, that's how I get it.
And
100%.
He has there's a separate platform that he's, I don't think it's his platform that he uses to dole out the audio.
His only requirement is don't put DRM on it. Yeah. Like, and there's platforms that let you do that. Similarly, I used to use a website called Goodreads, which is kind of the social thing for your books, but that's owned by Amazon as well.
Now it is, yeah.
So I've switched to the Storygraph, which is the same thing, but it's not Amazon. It's smaller, independent, and these are the things I give money to. I also there's a movie one called Letterboxd, again for social tracking movies and whatnot, and same thing. It's not as small anymore. They're getting bigger, but it was a company out of New Zealand, and but it's not tied to.
It's
Amazon
not IMDb.
Yeah,
which is owned by Amazon.
Which is Amazon.
Which is Amazon. Yeah, it's a lot of that. But I think kind of going along with that, so NAVA is a group that's primarily centered out in California, as the National Association of Voice Actors. And during many of the strikes that have been happening in Hollywood and in the video game industry, they've been there to promote understanding around why we have to protect against AI-generated voices and things, usage of our voices unpaid to feed models. And so that's how we have some of those protections now in California, but not in the rest of the country. So in December, there was a hearing at Stanford to fight against that. But Tim Friedland, he's often lobbying in DC to make sure that the bans that they want to put on against AI bans, that's not confusing at all.
They want to do federal law to be like, you can't make laws.
You can't put a ban. It's like, oh my God! Like I've been meaning to make this.
It's small government, Jen. Don't you get it? Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
There's so many feelings on this one, but it's like okay. I think most of the engineers understand. Maybe not the owners of those technology firms, but the engineers understand how, I don't know how many of the companies you've worked for that were collecting data so they could generate a model. I've had my data taken for a number of those things, and that I have to get make sure that they get rid of it when I leave, and that's hard for them.
I bet.
It is, especially if they're very large.
And you actually read your contract, though. I
actually read my contract.
Most people.
All right. But where was I going with? Oh, but I look back at now and I'm like, man, all those movies in the late 70s and early 80s about how technology was going to, even sci-fi books, that's what we have now. We have AI models of actresses, of voiceover actors, and so on. And by the way, this is very much a side. If you listen to something and you say they sound like AI, it's not the compliment you think it is. So please stop telling me that. It kind of sounds like that we don't talk with emotion, because most of those models don't sound like they have any emotion. But anyway. So anyway, you look at the movie Looker or Runaway, or what was the other one? Oh, we went ahead and we watched Running Man. The old one, not the new one.
Oh, I watched the new one.
Oh, did you like it?
Oh, it's fine. It's nothing special.
Did you ever see the original?
Yeah.
Okay. How does it compare in your mind?
Oh, I mean, I can't. It's been a while since I watched the first one.
It's with Schwarzenegger, and he said lots of witty things after someone died.
Well, yeah, you got to have your one-liners. It was a 90s action film, right?
No, it wasn't. It was an 80s.
80s action film. Well, yeah, it's like Demolition Man.
It is. Oh, man. Do you even know what the three seashells do?
Nobody knows.
I love that part. That's to be the most futuristic part, is how do you make something feel like the future? You put something in
three seashells
that's not self-explanatory at all from our time period. But for them, it's just common. Just like using the toilet with the three seashells. Okay, where were we? Do we have anything else to say, or are we just running away elsewhere?
No, I mean, I think we could keep saying plenty of things, but I think that's probably enough.
I think it's probably all that we are. It's what are you looking for in 2026?
So I missed CCC Congress this year. I really, really want to go next year, and I'm gonna plan better for it.
Bust your cheeks.
Yeah. I have been watching a lot of the videos, and I feel like from any conference, they have some of the best content. Like the presentations that I've been watching, and they're up hours usually after. I mean, they're live streamed, but then you can download the videos, and it's really, really great content. So I really want to do that. I'm going to be at Tour Camp in the summer. If there's a teardown conference, I'll be there for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, and that's kind of like technical stuff. Otherwise, I'll probably do some fun traveling as well. So.
Did you know that there was another hardware reverse engineering conference in February of this year?
Which one?
Called Reverse in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Is that happening again?
Probably.
I looked at their.
Yeah, there's a lot now.
There's more. That's what I'm saying. I was like, there's more stuff.
You have Recon, like Montreal. I think Reverse is newer.
Yeah.
I haven't been to, because I don't do this for a living. This is just for fun. So
not to save life.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want it to save life. That's too depressing. I think I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get out to any conferences. I'm very pleased that I got to go to Teardown, and what's there's the one that we talked with, was it Mike, about the cable system hacking? Not OSCON.
Oh, in the Midwest somewhere.
Yes, in Milwaukee, near where I am. How do I not remember that? We got to edit this out. This is embarrassing.
Nope.
EmberCon. Oh my God. Let's listen to me try to figure this out. Nope. Where did I go?
Maybe look at the
I'm looking at
show notes.
I'm just going to look at my calendar because I'm too embarrassed by what all just happened here. It was in April, and it's still going to be in April, and it's CypherCon.
That one.
Yeah. Also, I would say, like, okay, so did you ever go to any of the vintage computer festivals? Like even in Mountain View?
I know it happens, but I haven't been yet.
So, like, I would say, like, I love the tech talks that happen in there, and I was, it's the right size. It's not like more than 1,000 people at a time. Plus, like, one time for the 30th year of celebration of the Amiga, it was the right size. Let's just say lots of nerds, perfect size, good talks. I even went to like probably one of the best talks I went to on Phone Freakers one year, but I went to the Midwest one this year, and it is enormous. I don't know if I liked the talks there, but if you were looking for things, holy crap. I got to see so many MIPS
like just for sale?
Indigos. Yeah, or for demonstration, okay. Like all the time. Like it was just amazing to see so much old tech, so much dusty tech being hauled out. It was like the electronic flea market in Sunnyvale, but so much bigger. Like, it was shocking how big it was. All in Schaumburg, Illinois, which, as you know, is a classic place.
Not everyone has California, right? Like,
no,
we're kind of spoiled over here, where a lot of the stuff,
it's like all
originated from here, or just people who are interested live around here for many reasons.
Yeah,
it's easy to forget that not everyone is a nerd.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to get to California this year for like at least one of the conferences. Maybe I'll get to Teardown again, since I'm like more, I'm working remotely all the time. So there's more freedom to work from wherever. But I'm trying to think. I think I haven't really formulated what I want to do this year. And I think probably the biggest thing that's happening right now is I'm in the process of developing a experimental dance incubator, which, as you know, is deeply technical. But this is really an opportunity for me to work with some new technologists in dance. Meaning, like, I've built lots of wearable tech to do dance, but now it's like it would be a really good time to work with more engineers on creating not necessarily props, but interesting ways to create dance or music from dance. I don't know. Anyway, audience, reach out to me. I'll be applying for grants. If you have grants, share them with me. Everyone loves grants. Are we done? Did we do it?
I think so. I think it's plenty. Yeah, we'll see how next year goes. Hopefully it's good.
That's very non-committal.
Woo!
Are you going to be traveling anywhere beyond just CCC, you think?
For personal stuff, probably. Yeah, so I spent a week in New Zealand and 2 weeks in Japan for vacation in November, December, and it was a blast.
And what did you learn?
What did I learn?
Yeah, if you're willing to share, I don't know.
I mean, in Japan, I was cycling for a week, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Never biked in the left side of the road. Very exciting.
Really? Wouldn't you want to bike in the left so you can see the cars coming at you, so you know when the danger's coming to you?
No, I know when there's bike lanes and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And going on the road and whatnot. But yeah, it was the Shimanami Kaido track.
Okay.
We spent a day in each island, and it was a lot of fun. And I got to drive in Japan, which is a lot of fun. To go to a theme park, the Fuji-Q. And if you like roller coasters, highly recommend it.
I love them.
It's been over a decade since I'd been on a roller coaster, which is
really
it was 2013 in down south, like Six Flags or something near LA, and then next time was 2025 in Japan. So it was fun. Yeah,
that's quite the gap. That is very much.
And then New Zealand, I go to Weta Workshop and get the tour. That's a lot of fun as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm boring and I'm stuck in a landlocked area. But if I need to start working on my Portuguese, not Brazilian Portuguese.
Portuguese?
Yeah.
Fun. Never been.
Some schwa will need to be developed. So that's my planning for this year. Well, I guess we're going to close out because people probably want to go to parties and, enjoy.
Well, we'll see when this actually gets released.
I have no idea. You have
We're recording December 30th. We'll see. December 31st, January 1st. I'll just edit out
I think we're just going to because we asked the chat room on Discord for ideas and we just got to go, okay, yeah, we'll just slap it. Just to make sure that everyone's happy. We did see, it was a Wired Laurie.
LaurieWired did a Ghidra model control protocol MCP, which let her connect Claude to Ghidra and automatically decompile and label stuff, which is actually really cool. You should check it out.
And then we got something for the N64 recompile, which if you're a lover of Nintendo 64, it was all MIPS based. So I guess this is kind of enabling it so you could into basically being able to mod those in some practical manner. And then let's see, I don't know. I think that's mostly it. That and a lot of camera stuff. If you love cameras. Wait, I have a question for you. There were a lot of updates on Ghidra and IDA this year. Did IDA finally do an undo? I know they do checkpoints.
I have no idea.
I think they have checkpoints, which is almost like a to-do or
an undo.
I haven't
used IDA in a very long time.
Because you don't want to spend money. I get you.
Well, also, I haven't done any code reverse engineering stuff this year. I did some hardware, but mostly for fixing stuff. Or, I wrote an angry post about the J-Link. Because
Go on.
Well,
tell me about this anger.
I got the J-Link Mini or whatever for work, and it's USB-C, which I like USB-C, but they fucked it up, so it doesn't work with eMark cable. So if you have a nice cable for either Thunderbolt, or for fast charging,
Shield and all that jazz,
then it does not work. Because they needed to put two 5.1K ohm resistors, one on CC1, one on CC2. They put them in parallel and shorted the two lines, and it only works with bad cables. Yeah, it made me very upset. So I wrote a blog post about it.
Go you! Wow, that's a pretty serious miss there?
It's a $400 or $500 device. Like they saved
Wait,
a
the
fraction of
J-Link
a.
Mini is. But no, I thought you were talking about the little square one.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
that's how
$300.
much? Okay, $300. I thought, you know what though? For some reason, I thought that was like in the
Well, there's
100,
the
like
educational
ED.
version of it.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. I was like, I remember seeing that. I was like, oh, that's much more preferable. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like kind of like
J-Link
on the
Base
side.
Compact. Sorry.
Yeah. So I finally decided I was gonna get off my butt and like get caught up on Zephyr and KiCad and
It's
I decided I was like
KiCad.
GIF. No, GIF. And I was going to finally transition because everyone loves using Cypress chips or Infineon chips or whatever they're called now, but nobody wants to use them on Windows anymore. So I was like, okay, I'm going to work on the tool chain in Mac. Let me tell you, that transition is infuriating because I was like kind of getting on a roll, getting things up, and I was like, okay, and then I had to put it to the side. Now we're here months later. I have to basically start over from scratch because
I just used the ARM non-EABI GCC.
yeah, I'm sure you do. But I'm just trying to use the Modus like toolbox stuff, and I'm like, okay, because I feel like if I want to make a cheap. Oh, I think that's probably the biggest thing that we didn't talk about. It is now cheaper for you to get like an ESP32 prefab board and slap that into your product, volume pending, form factor pending, than for you to go ahead and design shit.
Yeah,
with parts.
I mean, I'd
That
say
is
the
a
same thing for
mindfuck.
the RP20,
Mhm.
the Raspberry Pi Pico 2. I've been putting it in projects,
Exactly.
just plop it down, and actually now they sell the wireless module separately. So
Exactly. And so like in terms of like what we've been doing. Oh man, I guess text messages are happening in my family. You hear all that? God damn it.
it's not me.
It's not him, audience. It's me. It's like it's such a big transition. We're just gonna ignore it and we're just gonna talk over it. It's just such a big transition in terms of like designing and like what we're expected to do. I mean, I would say that between that and the use of AI and the push for engineers to use AI to be more expedient, however, it means that our depth of knowledge is not as effective. Like we're not like if we're automating all this and we're passing it off to AI, we're kind of atrophying certain parts of our own experience, right? We'll get sloppy. I can tell you, it didn't take me very long to get sloppy just from using AI and trusting it too damn much, which, if you guys haven't figured out, don't trust the AI. You get it. Trust but verify.
Trust but verify, yeah.
And I think that's a theme with everything right now. Trust but verify, the privacy, the surveillance, all that stuff. Okay. But then it also means that like with these chips being cheaper, it means like, okay, fine. Our design techniques are going to also be overly simplified, which means almost anybody can do our job. And what does that mean for us building the future, the next generation of like edge processing chips and so on? I have no idea like what's going to happen. And I think we've talked about this like probably like a million times, but I just keep seeing it playing and I'm like just wondering who's going to be working in firmware and embedded in the future. And our school's training them to do those jobs. And I don't think they are. Okay, I'm going to stop ranting. Hey, everybody. Alvaro, it's the end of the year. It's so good to talk to you again. This is not AI. I can guarantee you. And I really want to send out lots of warm wishes to all the people on our Discord that have done reviews, that are sitting at home wondering, why the hell did they make this episode? We don't know either. Right, Alvaro?
I don't.
Am I editing this one?
I don't think we need to edit much.
I don't think we need to.
We just cut the
Slap
beginning
it out
and
there.
end and plop it.
Beatboxing and all.
There was nothing bad said.
Nothing bad was said. no mistakes were made and no reason to put it in work mode. Let's see. Is there anything else that we do when we when we get out of this? Alvaro, if you want to be found, where can people find you in the new year 2026?
AlvaroP.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, did I overwrite all of that? And I can be found at RebelBotGen or RebelVO something. Or if you're really into speed puzzling, you probably also find me at RebelBotGen. Just throwing that out there. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go. I gotta go beatbox or something.
All right.
Okay, cool. Bye.
Have a good one.